Fine.
I should say Anishmika. And I'm so happy that you've come to speak to me. And it's for me, it's an honor to be able to speak to the Korean people through the medium of your journal and your TV station.
It's my pleasure.
It's always for me something special to be able to talk to the Korean people about South Africa. We have a democratic government since 1994 that was championed by the world-renowned Nelson Mandela, who won the first democratic election in 1994. His view and that of the ruling party was that was a more inclusive approach, captured by the word try and say that.
It's very hard.
That's one of our indigenous languages. So the UN hopes that the world will rediscover the value of public service. And if we start country by country, given the 67 minutes, it might grow into a worldwide movement of people, even if you are rich, at least do some community work. Think about your community. Give something back to your society. So it's really about values. It's Mandela is no longer just a citizen of South Africa. He's a citizen of the world. And it is hoped that the lesson of his life can resuscitate this very traditional value that I think existed in all societies once upon a time. So that really is the essence of Mandela Day. Well, South Africa has such a diversity of religions. You have about 1.5%, almost 2% of the population is Muslim. About 0.5% is Jewish. 3% is Hindu and Buddhists. But the overwhelming majority are Christians. Maybe 90 to 93% of the population are Christians. We are not a homogeneous society, unlike yourselves. We are very diverse. And I think this is then a key characteristic of South Africans, is that we wouldn't be able to live together if we weren't tolerant and if we didn't make an effort to understand other cultures and other beliefs. There's almost 10 million people who visit South Africa a year as tourists. So we are a major tourist destination from people around the world. For some reason, people of the world love Cape Town. But this is essentially because of Table Mountain, which is just a unique geographical occurrence, where this mountain has got a flat top and two summits on the side. And it looks like the top of a table, something very unique. And the city then is nestled in the base of this mountain. And there's a cable car going to the top of the mountain. And it's the most beautiful sight in the world. You know, the human spirit finds nothing more calming and puts it at rest more than standing and just looking at nature. So on a very calm day, when you stand on the top of Table Mountain and you look at the city below and the ocean in the bay. It's one of the most calming sights in the world. I think that's the reason that year after year millions of people come to see it. Well, I think that Korea, as I understand it, comes from a history in which there were three kingdoms on the peninsula, and then there was a unification to form one state, which was the Shilla kingdom, and then the Korea and the Chosun, and so over 1,000 years you evolved a national identity, a single language, and so I would imagine that that runs deep in the being of all Koreans, so that your separation into the north and the south has lasted 60 years now. That's a lifetime. But I don't think 60 years can wipe out 1,000 years of shared culture. And therefore, even though it's taken a long time, we all still believe that one day the Korean Peninsula would be one state, one people, once again. So I do hope that all Koreans, North and South, Christians, non-Christians, are working hard towards this unification process.
Yeah.
I hope that your readers take an interest in Africa and South Africa. We are a long distance from you, but South Africa is an example of a multicultural existence where diverse people can live together in harmony. I hope more Korean people take an interest in the social experiment that is taking place in South Africa. That experiment won't work unless there are people who believe in the inclusivity of all people, that they can live together. And it's the Christian people of South Africa who are the main carriers of that belief. So please, I think it would be wise if the Christians of Korea make contact with the Christians of South Africa and learn more about South Africa, learn more about Africa. I know that in South Africa, more and more people have become aware of Korea because of your Samsung cell phones and your Hyundai cars. And my job is to educate them about the culture and values of Korean society. So it would be great if these two cultures discover each other. So please come and visit South Africa. 감사합니다.
아유.